Welcome into episode 241. I am your host, Tim Bartz.
I'm Sarah Davis.
Welcome in, and we're going to talk. I just got back from vacation. Vacation last week. It's kind of weird when vacation also includes something that you actually do for a living, which is make content about different Ford vehicles, including the Ford Bronco. But we had a lot of fun. My wife and I went to Moab, Utah. Got my hat on here, and we had a blast. And I wanted to kind of share some of the things that we did. And maybe share a few videos. We'll do more. I haven't really had a chance to go process through everything. Well, I'll share more. Some of you members have actually seen some fun stuff if you're one of our Patreon members, but we'll get into more of that. We're going to talk about, like, we off-roaded basically in the national parks. There are some off-road trails in a lot of your national parks you may not be aware of. So if you wanted, something like that, you can find some very easy ones. I'll show you one that was a green and about anybody could go down with a little four-wheel drive. So any vehicle that has four-wheel drive, no matter the clearance, can go on that one, and some more difficult ones and how to tell those. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and how to enjoy your national parks and get maybe a different view and a perspective of the national park that you're at than you normally would see. So we had, I think, 4 trails on national parks, 2 in Arches and 2 in Canyonlands, and we had a blast. So we'll talk about that today. But before you get into that, don't make sure you are subscribed. Bell notification turned on as well, so you don't miss any of our videos. We just had a Maverick video go live last night, so you definitely don't want to miss any of those. Somebody has sent me some videos from Carlisle. So, but also we do have membership on our YouTube channel. Just select the lowest one down there. The other ones are more people that have like kind of already, it's like to support us and such, but that $199 gets you pretty much anything you need and access to on this channel. But over on Patreon, though, is where if you really want to support us, we have a couple different tiers. We have one that gets you access to like lot walks and live streams that we do here. You do have to be a member of this channel, of the YouTube channel, so $199, as well as the $3 one over on Patreon to be able to see the live stream. But the lot walk and everything, we post to Patreon, everything else. But there's also a coffee time tier for $5 on Patreon. And that one's a lot of fun because I do a video almost every day. So some of you that are following those videos saw some of the video in the carnage of Salina, Kansas this morning on the way in. Yeah. So we had a major storm come through late last night. A lot of town still has without power. I know there's no power at our house.
Or mine.
Power at your house. So there's no power in a lot of them. A lot of
and over half the businesses in town.
Yeah. Well, you had an issue trying to find gas on the way to town.
I'm at 3 miles to empty.
So the gas stations are shut down. So she's like, where do I get gas? Anyway, so yeah, it's hit and miss. It's really weird, but a lot of trees down. We had 125, I think is what was reported at the airport. 125 mile an hour straight line
up to
winds.
140 for some gusts. So they said hurricane
like winds.
Winds.
Somebody said category. I think I saw somebody reported, like weather.com reported, like category 2 hurricane winds.
We did have 2 tornadoes touch down on the south side of Salina. Did you see that?
No, I didn't hear.
Yeah, we had 2 touchdown.
And say, most of the wind was coming from the north for us. All of our tree limbs that are down, we have a lot of trees, in our yard, around our yard and everything. And we have one that's right along the drive, and that one's root was pulled out and over the driveway. I had to go get my daughter from work at midnight last night, and I couldn't get out of the drive. Like all 3 of the cars were behind where that tree was. So I had to grab the saw out and start cutting away at some limbs just to get out of there.
Strategically place your vehicles from now on.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that one's down. I cut away at some more of the limbs this morning and then did a walk around the yard, and that big tree that's in our front yard, nice tree. It's got 3 major ones. One was way up the top. I'm like, I saw one on the ground. I was like, I looked at the tree. I'm like, where did that go from? Oh, wow. It's like way up there. And it's just like major ones. So most of them we're going to the north, luckily. But we do have one tree to the north of our garage. So as I was walking around, I'm like, so they're all going that way. I can imagine what's on the top of the garage and how much damage it has. That tree, nothing. Nothing fell from that tree at all. And I'm like, buddy is just watching out for us.
So we have one tree on our property. We only have one, but all of our neighbors have multiple trees. And so we actually end up with one across the driveway and multiple in the front yard. And then our backyard, those trees are just dying, but the landlord won't cut them back. And so every storm, we end up with multiple tree limbs back there just piled up. But our gate blew open. So we have a giant, like you could drive 2 cars through.
It's like a farm gate.
Yeah, it literally is a chain link farm gate, and they are like 10-foot panels of gate. It got blown open both directions, and then the limb fell and kept the gate open. So at midnight, I'm out there trying to heave this branch away. It's like bigger than I am, and trying to get the gate shut because dogs will go through that in the morning and get out into the alley. So, but our neighbor was like, he was out there at midnight, same time as me, and he's like, hey, you had one across your driveway. I moved it into our yard for you so you can get out in the morning. I was like, oh, well, thank you. And now we have our deep freeze. We took everything out of the freezer and put it into the deep freeze and plugged it into his house. And we have an AC unit plugged in at his house as well.
We still, like I said, we still don't have power, and this is the longest we've ever gone in Salina. Like we've usually within 24 hours we're up and running, even on an ice storm and all that. This one was bad, and so I think she's like taking stuff out of the refrigerator. She's gonna toss the stuff that's old, and because your grandma has power, so we're gonna go over there and use their. They have like 2 refrigerators in their garage and the freezer, plenty of room for some of our stuff. So we're going to take some of our stuff over there. I think that she's working on that tonight. But anyway, it's pretty bad storm. But a lot of power. I went down, tried to go down one road last night, and the power lines were down over the road, so they had blocked off. And
so to get to daycare this morning took me 20 minutes. I was on track to be here early so I could stop and get gas. And I ended up being late because every time I turned to go down a road, it was blocked.
Yeah. Today and on our street, there was a spot where they had a water main break, I think, or something. And so they've been working on it. So half the lane was already closed off, but evidently trees had come down over it. So they had it all the way blocked off. So I had to go around and turn around there. But so it took me a little longer too, but
there's a gas leak at one of the
church.
Our church
gas leak.
And then Jalisco's caught fire.
Oh, I saw one store downtown, all their windows got blown out.
Yep.
So they said they'll be closed today and back open tomorrow. They're going to board up the windows and everything. Anyway, all right. So Salina, we get through this anyway. But
there wasn't any hail.
No hail.
No hail.
And no damage to the lot. Power's on.
We've taken out, there was one tree that fell, and it was a very near miss of a Maverick.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But we've taken out most of the trees around the lot anymore.
This morning, I didn't even know. Actually, I hadn't scheduled the live stream yet. I've been doing it Tuesday mornings. That's my morning. Of course, I stay home a little bit. Work in the evening, right? So I hadn't scheduled it, and then I saw that we had power because our ring at the picture building went off. I'm like, well, looks like we have power at the dealership, so we'll have a live stream tonight. Because at one point I'm like, well, maybe we won't. So because like I said, most of the town's out anyway. But yeah, there's that, and then we had vacation last week. What all went down this weekend? I don't know.
You were gone.
Well,
your water heater broke.
Yeah, water heater. That's what I did Sunday. The day was a blur. I'm like, what did I do? I put a water heater in. Mm-hmm. Water heater went out while I was on vacation. So you came over to the house and shut that off. So we didn't have more damage. Salina water, they say the hot water heaters last about 6 years in Salina because of our water.
Yeah.
That was leaking.
Sounds like I need to move in 3 years.
So I went and bought a hot water heater, and I couldn't get any of the connections. I couldn't get them off. So I ended up buying, there's a kit you can buy with all the hoses. So I'll just buy the kit and just replace it all. And I still needed when I'm off, It was not fun, but we got it going. First time putting a water heater in, so I was pretty happy with myself right there. Saved myself probably $1,000 of labor. So doing it myself.
Yeah.
Still got a haul off the old one, but
so we ended up with 9 chicks. We ended up with 10 chicks, but one passed away. She had splay leg and she just passed yesterday. So we have 9 chicks, healthy and happy and growing like weeds. They are amazing. Even with the power outage last night, I was worried that they would get too cold.
How long till you find out if any are roosters?
I'm seeing some mannerisms, but a definite rooster between 6 weeks and 6 months.
All right.
About the 6-week mark is when Margie started crowing. So, yeah, we'll see. But they are growing like little weeds in there. And last night they didn't get too cold. I made sure. I ended up sleeping upstairs next to them because I was like, if they start cheeping, I need to know. I need to know that they're cold or not. Now they're roaming around like they're too hot. So,
all right. So, if you get to, we're going to start doing a shout out to members here in just a little bit. Another reason to be a member is you get shout outs on our live stream. So make sure you're marking those. And while you're doing that, we're going to talk a little bit about our 5th annual Maverick Meetup. And by the way, our internet is a little slow. So if we do have some like times where it's choppy, just let us know. But there's not anything we can do about it anyway. 5th annual Maverick Meetup. You might want to be here this year because we have some, I call them celebrities coming. We're not celebrities. We're just, we just work here. But other than us, we have 2 other people coming that are pretty well known. They're friends of Ford, part of the friends. There's a Friends of Ford program. Basically, if you're really good on social media, you do a lot on social media, a lot of posts about Ford products and Ford vehicles that you drive. You can become a Friends of Ford, and you get invited to some events. And there are some events that I've seen Friends of Ford people that have been at that I haven't been invited to or can get to. Even sometimes media doesn't get invited to them, but Friends of Ford people do. And both of these people are part of Friends of Ford.
Yep.
So we have Jenna Cooper from Philadelphia, and she is Jenna from Philadelphia on Instagram. So you can find her on there. She is going to be here. She drives a Bronco Sport normally, but she's going to spend some time in a Maverick. And she actually did say at the Carlisle, she was at Carlisle, and her vehicle was at the Carlisle event because they had the 60 years. Actually, she's in here right now, Jenna. She's going to be here, so we're excited. She's excited too, I think, to come up and spend a little time in a Maverick, see what all the commotion's about there. So she'll spend some time with us several days. And we also have and thanks to Jenna, actually. Thank you, Jenna. She posted out that she was coming. Nice little graphic and everything on her Instagram. You can check that out. I mentioned on my the video yesterday on the Maverick Monday video, but she posted that. And so then the Midnight Maverick, if you follow him, I don't know why I didn't think about reaching out to him, but she posted, and then he said, "Oh, what's this Maverick event? Where is it?" and everything, and started asking questions. And then he reached out to me because we've actually followed each other, and we met at SEMA this last year. And he wanted a little more information. We gave him information what's going on. And so he's planning on being here as well. So we're going to have both them here. And thanks to the Midnight Maverick. And I think Jenna's going to bring some stuff too. We have some fun giveaways this year. More giveaways than we ever have had before. I have, of course, the 3W liners. I'm going to reach out a couple other companies that I've collaborated with and see if they can send some other merch. Jenna says she's got some stuff from some of her partners that she's partnered with that she might be able to bring some stuff. And we do have Armadillo 4x.
Armadillo.
But it's
Armadillo.
Dillo.
Yeah, armadillo.
That's the company.
Okay.
So it's not an armadillo.
Oh.
Not like the animal. Anyway, 4x4. They make a lot of like overlanding stuff for different trucks and SUVs and such, including the Ford Maverick. So they are going to talk to them and confirm with them where they're going to send us a tonneau cover to give away. Believe it or not, a tonneau cover to give away. I'm not sure which one of theirs it is, but I think it's the same one that the Midnight Maverick has, and that he was able to reach out and connect us together for that. And they're excited. They think we might be able to do something with a different, partnership, and discuss some things of carrying maybe some of their products and our aftermarket department. It glitched. So we're going to have issues with that, I'm telling you. Anyway, so we'll see what else is coming up, but we're going to have some nice giveaways. And so we'll have some fun. So if you don't know anything about it, July 24th, 25th, that's a Friday and a Saturday. We kind of call it a 2-day event. You can just come for Saturday. The car show part is on Saturday from 9 to 11, giveaway at 11, as well as awards. I'm thinking this year we're going to have 4 celebrity awards. So we all pick a Maverick.
Who's all?
Me, you, Jenna, and
oh yeah,
and Austin.
We need to start working
Austin
on that
Chase
now.
is his name, the Midnight Maverick on Instagram. So yeah, so we need to go get some we need to go get some awards made up for that as well. But anyway, we're gonna have some fun this year. But the car show is on Saturday, but on Friday we have a little scenic drive we're gonna do. Pavement this year. We'll do a scenic drive, and then we'll also on Friday morning. So if you're here Thursday night, then you can go out for the drive with us Friday morning. Otherwise, if you can't make it in until maybe afternoon on Friday, then we're going to all load up and we're going to go to the drive-in, Canopolis Drive-In. And we should know here with probably shortly what their movie is at some point. And so we can share that with you guys, but we'll drive all the Mavericks out there, and usually out there ahead of time so we can hang out, talk, see each other Mavericks that night as well, in the evening. And then, a lot of people, on the Friday evening thing, they haven't met before, maybe in person, and they get a really good, they get to see each other, talk to each other Friday night. And then Saturday, it's just like, it's expanding on that friendship, which is pretty cool. So, and we have some people that were here last year that'll be back. There's some people that weren't here last year, but were here 2 years ago that's coming back, and even 3 years ago. So it's pretty cool. I'm real excited. So yes, and we have hotels. So go to our website, go to the events tab, and you can find more information about the hotel. There's a link to the hotel to get a discount on your rooms. Any of those dates, even through to Sunday. If you're going to stay through the Sunday, you can. And we do have the camper, the Custom Camps of America.
Yes.
In town as well that weekend. So it ought to be a fun time. So I'm real excited for that event. So I'm going to try to get both of them on a live stream so we can chat with them.
Yes.
People can get to know them a little bit on the live stream and everything else, and get more excitement. So maybe in a week or two, we'll try to plan that and try to see if we can get them on for a live stream. So there we go. All right. You got some people tagged. We'll do some shout outs to members.
A couple. All righty.
There we go. You got it.
Okay. So I know this isn't a member, but she's here. Miss Allie Dubois.
She posted something about her dad. Her dad's now addicted to her Bronco and is going off-roading, and so I saw that post. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I heard Derek Stitham has been talking to Allie about meeting up in Colorado.
Yep, he's planning to be there. The Colorado Supercell.
And now he's changed his plans so that he's going down Monday so he can go to Wayne's.
Yep.
I told him I want to be there for that.
Well, I might actually go earlier than I thought. So, because your mom can't go. So if she can't go, then I might go down. We'll see. There's somebody has special surgery that week, and so yeah, he may. So she's gonna be babysitting, I think.
Okay.
So anyway.
Well, and then I want to go. Either way, I'm gonna find a way to go.
We'll see. Jeff had fun last year too, so we'll just gotta. Somebody's got to stay here, but that's right after Labor Day weekend.
It's my 30th birthday.
So anyway, that'll be fun too. All right, continue on.
All right, we have Mike 52G, Tim and Sarah. We missed you at Carlisle.
Oh, he was there too.
Yeah. We have Steve Granger, 69 years of marriage today. Wow. I hit
31 this year for me.
Well, today's my anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Today's my wedding anniversary. It's the 9th.
6'9". I need to remember that. Your mom remembered. And Lebo's birthday's coming up, isn't it?
Yep, end of this month.
We got something for him wearing up there.
Yeah.
For his birthday.
Yeah, we hit.
We might have got something for your anniversary. I don't know.
2018. Yeah, we hit 8 years this year. Woohoo! I just have 61 more years to catch up to you, Steve. All right. Blue Feather says, unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can make it. Oh.
Oh, no. I was counting on that. No. I've been saying people coming from Maine, from California, from Oregon, from Florida. I got Gino needs to come from Florida, and I'm just going to start making people feel guilty if they don't come. Just kidding. We understand. Yeah. I couldn't make it to Carlisle that last couple of years. I wanted to. Next year might be the year. It's their 5th anniversary as the Maverick Truck Club booth. So
need to be there for that.
Yeah, we got to try to figure it out. I have figured out that I think I probably could do that and move our vacation a week back, because it didn't actually work out very well this week. We had to cut our it short a day, so we might move our vacation back anyway next year. So make that work.
All right.
I think we make it a work trip.
I agree.
It's when your work is fun, right? And then the dealership pays for you to go into these fun events. Yeah, that's the best.
All right, we have our Quibdo. She's still not totally 100% sure, but she thinks they can make it.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, we have Jenna from Philadelphia, also missed us at Carlisle. I think it needs to be a must that we get there for the 5th year.
I was early with Bronco being the 60th year for Bronco. I really wanted to make it this year, but I already had made
5
plans.
Year for Maverick is more important.
Well, I feel like, if I want to, I'd like to drive the Bronco, but I think it might be one of those like we did last time where we just flew up and go.
Yeah. All right. We have our wonderful moderator, Ridgeview. I really like the color stripes on Tim's Bronco. Looks like a sunset. It actually is
It's a sunset.
It's a sunset. It's a picture of a sunset that was made to look like a painting and put on the side.
Yeah, that was a picture that was taken, and basically an artist took the photo and replicated that more of a artistic look, and it's pretty darn close to what the picture really looks like. So
yeah,
it is a sunset. We like our sunsets. There's somebody's Instagram that says something about chasing sunsets. I'm like, that's what we should have named our Bronco.
I mean, you don't have a name for it.
We don't have a name for it. I don't name my vehicles.
But I think that would be perfect for you, Mom, chasing sunsets. Because Mom's always chasing the
sunsets. You got to name it like
phone.
Something that it's like a name.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Chasing sunsets works.
Well, all I know is I need to have an Instagram for my vehicle, like Brandon does.
Yes.
Because there's times where I'm like, I want to say that it's enjoyed this drive because I take pictures of the Bronco.
Do you know the history of horses and competition horses? So when you have a horse, you have their stable name. So I'll use one that's up and coming, Moose. His name is Moose. That's his stable name. But his actual name is, this is Denver. So Denver is up and coming. That's a stable name, but he's called First Things First. So you have your registered name, and then you have your stable name. So a Bronco is a horse.
Right.
So you have your registered name, Chasing Sunsets, and then you have a stable name.
All right.
There you go. It'll work.
By the way, my winch doesn't work. I tried using it last night on that tree. I was like, I want to move this tree, pull it out of the roots. And I couldn't. No, it wouldn't do it. It'll come out, and when it comes in, it just like sits there and just I don't know.
So, Alan, he says his is the Alien. That's his Maverick. I've actually got the guy with the Alien Maverick. What's his name? Early on, before I really got some of the names.
By the way, we need to get our Maverick and our Bronco together because ours is Area 51, same color.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we have Bronco Rob. Howdy, folks. Alan, hello everyone. We have Douglas Blair here and howdy and rowdy. It's amazing Tim and Sarah started this all 5 years ago. He started this 6 years ago.
What are you talking about? The live stream?
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been doing it.
It started with Maverick.
It started with Maverick. So Maverick Q&A. Mm-hmm. When people had questions and we just did a live Q&A, that's when we started this.
Yeah.
So however long Maverick's been out. So yeah, that would be about 5 years.
Right. We have Rushman. Hi, folks. We have Mabsim, 37 months. He won the 3W mats at Carlisle.
Yeah. Did we sent 2 sets, didn't we?
Did. I'm sure they have pictures up. If Kim was there, I know she got pictures. We have Cryptid Cajun. He says there's a rod that you can put into your water heater to prevent hard water damage.
Yes. They come with a rod. But a lot of them, the rods will go down to like nothing. So what I need to do, and I didn't do a very good job of this, is this isn't a water heater's live stream or anything, but I wasn't flushing the water out.
Yeah, we need to do that.
So I will start doing that. It's on my calendar now. That will happen every 6 months.
While I don't have access to hot water, right now might be a really good time to do that.
You don't have access to hot water?
Well, our water heater's hooked up to the...
Is you're not gas?
Well, yeah.
I have a gas water heater, so that way I still have running water and I have hot water right now.
Oh no, it was that we have a sewer pump. We have a sewage pump, and that's hooked up to the plug, so it's not working right now. So if we have too much go in there, we're gonna have it bursting. Oh, don't want that.
All I know is it's kind of hard to iron a shirt and pants without an outlet. Yes. I'm like, although I do have that power bank that, the one I take on airplanes. Yeah. I could have used that. I didn't think about that just now.
I'm over here like, I need to do laundry. Luckily, I just bought 2 brand new pairs of shorts the other day.
For people that are joining for the first time on this live stream and going, when are you going to start talking about how to do this? We get that. This is just, hey, this is what we do. It's like a talk show. You got to deal with that. So hopefully you enjoy us talking about weird things. But no, I actually have, thanks to Brian Clark, I'm going to actually, it should be in the next couple of days, but I have, if you've ever wanted, like I mentioned with the cooler, when we don't have in the Bronco, I want to be able to plug it in and plug into something. So I was going to get one of those big power stations. They're $400 or $500 up to $1,000 for those power stations. Yeah. There's an easier way for that for $30. So there's an inverter you can get for, if any of you had those electric screwdrivers, the battery operated ones with the things where you plug the battery in. Yeah. Right. So those batteries can be used if it's a DeWalt or like a Milwaukee. You can repurpose those batteries, buy an inverter, and it comes with outlets for USB ports and an outlet. Okay. Amazon has it for like $30. So I ordered one of those, and my batteries are so old that they won't work with any of the inverters. So, but I do have a DeWalt screwdriver, a newer one. I have 2 different ones, drill. And so my DeWalt batteries are real tiny though. I'm like, well, those aren't going to last very long. But for like $60, I was able, so it's a $77. I got the inverter and 2 big batteries that I can use. And that's what will power like coolers and all that, but also will power things when you have no electricity. Yeah. Right. So yeah. And I didn't buy these because of this, but because I've been thinking about it. And Brian's like, yeah, I just repurposed my drill, my power drill batteries, use inverter, and they make jumper cables. So then you can plug jumper cables into that as well, and then jump your car with those batteries. Okay. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. And some of them you can back charge into, so you can use it overnight, but then also you can plug it in to your car and then charge through that system, charge your battery back up. Okay. So it's an out and in, kind of like my charger that I have. I use a USB-C to charge it up, as well as you can use it as an output. So anyway, didn't want to go that way, but that's pretty cool. So if you have some power drills already, maybe look on Amazon for it. You want to look for a portable power inverter. Okay. DeWalt, they make them for DeWalt and Milwaukee. I have a Porter cable, and I thought it would work. It looked like it was an 18-volt batteries. I got it in and it didn't fit. So I will say, you sold Lebo on going electric for the chainsaw, but he didn't grab one that has a battery pack. He grabbed one that plugs in. So right now we have all these limbs that we need to cut down, and we can't plug it in. So my tree saw, battery powered. Yeah. Works great until you run out of battery power. and I can't charge it back up.
Hmm.
So see, there are some benefits to having gas still. Like, like right now, if I had to mow the yard, no powder, I couldn't mow the whole yard right now because the batteries that I have, I need at least one charge back up.
That's when you need a generator.
Yeah.
We actually had one and we sold it because we hadn't used it in 5 years.
No, I mean, there's been a couple times where the power would go out. I'm like, I should have one of those. And then within an hour or two, power's back on. I'm like, you know what? It's never down for very long. Even when we had the ice storm last year, right? We had a lot of last year, the year before. I mean, it was back on within, by morning, it was back on. So I usually don't really worry about it.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, right?
Yeah. All right, RagnarCon, last week of softball. Woohoo! I do enjoy being supportive of kids' activities and all that, but I won't lie. I'll be glad to have my Tuesdays. I'm right there with you. We just started T-ball and coach pitch, and our Monday nights are practice. Wednesday nights are one game, and Thursday nights another game.
Wait a minute. Last week of softball, I mean, it's just now summer, isn't it? Just starting unless it's school softball. Because I know College World Series just ended.
Could be.
I don't know. Anyway,
the other one would be. Did you know the city started like 3 weeks ago? Like they're already halfway through their season.
Wow. I do know that sometimes when you were doing it, it was basically June, July, right? And then school started back up.
Yeah.
Now I think maybe they're starting a little earlier, so that people have a little bit of vacation time at the end of the summer.
I think so. Because what you run into is people are taking their vacations.
Because that always happened. We had I'll be gone because our family's going on vacation. And then I was like, okay, I got to find them.
Oh, they have both spring and summer league.
Okay.
Well, there you go. If you want to play softball, you could do the spring league and have your summer, or you could have your spring and then play your summer.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, see, I don't miss that stuff. But now the grandkids are coming up, and I'm going to have to go to their games. At least I don't have to go to the practices.
No, once they get to a higher level of baseball, you're coaching.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. At least assistant coaching.
I was pretty decent at baseball.
Yeah. You're a pretty good coach. All right. Evening all. My 2021 Bronco is arriving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Awesome.
Boo. Alan says, don't forget to get a picture of Bridgeview and Alan from our two top coasts. If we have someone from California and someone from Florida, then we need to get a picture of those two and then a picture with all four.
Yep. That's why I need Brian to come. And we need somebody from Florida to come. I know Arquib, that's close. He's close. Louisiana, Mississippi, somewhere over down in there. But we need Florida.
Yeah.
We need Gino.
All righty.
Who else is in Florida? We got some Florida people.
Jack.
Yeah, I don't think he has a Maverick anymore, though.
He can bring his Bronco. He's a Florida person.
Yeah.
Has Jack made it to a meetup?
I don't know. We might have to find a time that weekend for Jenna to go down to Randolph.
Ooh.
I mean, it's not really like it's difficult to get through some of the stuff, but there's some fun mudding down there. If it rains like before, it can be some fun stuff down there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. What else? Anybody else?
That's what I had.
All right. Clear that sucker off. All right. We talked to scheduling. This is the first week for new allocations. That's June's allocations for those August production dates. We still have a lot of allocations to use, or we're getting more. So plenty of allocations. And so almost everything except for Expedition is going to be scheduled this week for their new set of allocations. 26 Super Duty, I think, is trying to balance out here this week. And then move to 27. 27 Explorer is starting up this week for scheduling. I think Job 3 for Bronco and Ranger is this starting up as well. So anyway, if you have any questions on that, you can drop them down there. I can answer those. But yeah, there you go. Got a lot of recalls because I wasn't here last week. So I have 2 weeks of recalls to talk about. And I think one of them might be in here twice because I think they updated it twice within the last 2 weeks. But we'll go through these and cover some recalls. There is one big one in here people probably want me to talk about.
Really quick, Ridgeview is technically part Floridian.
Oh, yeah. So if you bring two Maverick, you can say one came from Florida and one came from Maine. You have to have a Florida tag, though, and a Maine tag. That's, I mean, anyway.
All right, on with the show.
All right, let's talk about some recalls. This first one could apply to me. This is actually a recall that's been out. This is an update to the recall. Sometimes I go through those just to see what was the update. And this one's actually safety recall 26S09 for 21 to 24 model year Edge and 21 to 26 model year Bronco vehicles with it's the infotainment blank screen. Mine already got taken care of. My recall was done over the air. But the only update to this one, the reason they did the update was they updated the labor allowance for dealers and software availability chart. So now looks like they're all available to get the over the air update. So the remedy is available for all of those now. I think we were waiting on Edge, and so now I think Edge is now available to get that recall done. There you go. And letters were going to be mailed last week. So on June 1st, letters should have went out. It does say owners will be given the option of installing the software update themselves through OTA, over-the-air updates, or they can have their dealer perform the service. Mine just got done. I didn't even know it because I have mine turned on. So I told your sister because she's got a Maverick and her productivity screen went completely blank. She doesn't know how fast she's going. She doesn't know how much fuel she has. Today she's like, I don't know how much gas I have because it's usually on the screen. I'm like, do you have the app? She's like, yeah, it's in the app. She said, no way. So she looked it up. Oh, I'm good. So she went in and I'm like, worst case scenario, just gas it up.
Yeah.
I was with my daughters running married to the end. She's like, oh, I can get there and back. It's like, whatever. Anyway, all right. The next one this is an advance notice, which means they don't have the fix yet. It's safety recall 26S35. So this is just basically this is meant to just be given to dealers. This is for 25 and 26 model year Bronco, Explorer, and Rangers with the 2.3 liter engine. Engine assembly replacement. What? That's not mine. That's good. This is actually the updated 2.3. So in 25 model year, they updated the 2.3 some. So this is the newest update. So I have the old 2.3. Anyway, and for some of the affected vehicles, customers may experience engine noise and or catastrophic engine failure, resulting in a loss of motor power due to camshaft roller finger follower not being properly installed at the assembly plant. So there you go. It does say do not deliver or demonstrate. So we may have some recalls. Only 1,704 are affected by this one. So not a lot of them. So not every vehicle in those years with the 2.3 because they made a lot more than that. Just a few. So basically the dates, Bronco, it's if it was built between July 24th, 2024 through April 26th of 2026. That would be on your window sticker if you still have it. Explorer is February 5th of 2024 through May 1st of 2026. And on Ranger, February 2nd of 2025 through April 9th of 2026. What fathoms me is that Ranger and Bronco made at the same plant, but the dates are different. So it's like, anyway. Letters are going to go out once they have the fix. So right now it's just letting dealers know that people could come in, complain about that. So it makes them a little bit aware so they don't look like they don't know what's going on. All right. This next one also is an advance notice for safety recall 26S34 for 2018 to 2022 Ford Expedition and Navigators. This is a front seatbelt retractor date code inspection. 419,589 vehicles. Won't give the dates on that. Some of the affected vehicles, the driver and or front passenger seatbelt retractor pretensioners. So the pretensioners, if there's going to be an accident, it like pretensions back to keep you back so that you don't have that slack. May deploy inadvertently while the vehicle's engine is on. Inadvertent deployment of the retractor pretensioners will result in the seatbelt being locked in position and will not retract or extend, which is noticeable to the occupant. I've had that happen before, where it's just like, it's locked. Let go of the brake. While the primary seatbelt locking functions continue to function properly, a seatbelt that does not retract or extend may result in injury in the event of a crash. In some cases, inadvertent retractor pretension deployment may cause occupant injury due to rapid seatbelt retraction. So anyway, so there you go. And again, this letters will go out once they have the fix. It does say in here, this safety recall reevaluates and expands the population of susceptible front seatbelt pretensioners from the previously released recalls 24S06 and 25S31. Vehicle service through those two recalls may still require action according to this recall. So there you go. All right, this next one is an official recall. It means that we have the fix for this. And letters are going to go out. I should have went out last week. This is safety recall 26S26. So this is the one we were wanting to talk about. This one has do not drive vehicles. It's not do not sell for dealers. It's do not drive for anyone on this one. That's what it's saying. So certain 2021 to 2026 model year Bronco Sports and 22 to 26 model year Maverick vehicles. The front lower control arm to steering knuckle ball joint inspection. So some of the affected vehicles, the front lower control arm to steering knuckle ball joint may have been improperly assembled during the manufacturing process. A partial connection may cause the ball joint to separate from the knuckle, which may result in a loss of steering control, increasing the risk of a crash. So this in here, it's basically all the dates, unless it was built after April 28th of 26 for the Bronco Sport and after March 25th of 26. So if it was built after this, not affected. So only 4,504 are affected by this. So a lot of people making a big fuss over this, but really is only 4,500 vehicles between Bronco Sport and Maverick. So again, not every vehicle within those dates are going to have it. At this point, since the recall is official, it would be in your app by now. If this recall is not showing in your app, then you probably don't have to worry about this. So continue to drive your vehicles. You should be okay. It does say in here, do not drive, demonstrate, or deliver any new in-stock vehicles involved in this recall. Enter your VIN using the personal technician system, PTS site tool to determine build date of the vehicles. So it does say in here, vehicles built before June 1st of 2026. Dealers are to perform a visual and tactile inspection on the affected vehicles to verify the proper assembly of the front lower control arm to steering knuckle ball joint attachment on both sides of the vehicle. It says inspect passes, left and right hand. No further action is required. The FSA may be closed. That means a recall is closed. If it fails on one side or the other, or even both, do not drive the vehicle. Safety recall 26S36 will remain open until an additional repair procedure is published in a future bulletin supplement. So the actual fix and the parts availability are not out yet. So keep that in mind. Vehicles built after June 1st, 2025, dealers must proactively replace the ball joint, pinch bolt, and nut on both sides of these affected vehicles only. Dealers are also to perform a visual and tactile inspection on affected vehicles to verify the proper assembly of the front lower control arm to steering knuckle ball joint attachment on both sides of the vehicle. So basically, it's saying if yours is built after June 1st of 2025, then it's going to, it looks like to me is they have enough parts for some people, and those are the people that get selected, are the newer ones. And they're probably doing that for dealers that have these vehicles is why they're making it the later ones instead of the earlier ones. So whether that's right or not, that's just the way it's going to be probably. Anyway, all right, so there you go. Owners are advised to not drive the affected vehicles until the inspection is completed and a remedy repair is performed if needed. I just don't know if you bring yours in. It does say in here, rentals are authorized. So the dealer is supposed to provide a rental for you, and the dealer will be reimbursed that back. So if you do go in and yours does have an issue with it where it needs to be replaced, then you already get out of your vehicle and they to give you a rental vehicle, basically. That's how that should work. Right? There you go. We don't know. So letters went out last week. So if you didn't receive a letter last week in the mail, then your vehicle probably isn't affected. Again, you can go to the recall website. I think it's like Ford.com / like, I don't know. You can get to it. I have to post that link, but you can go on Ford's website under I think it's under the ownership section. There's recalls in there. Put your VIN number in, and it'll tell you whether or not that recall is up there. All right. And by the way, on any of these recalls, like the advance notice, if yours is included, if you go to the recall website for Ford, put your VIN number in, it'll show. It may not be in the app, because what they're doing right now is they're not forcing it and pushing it into the app until the fix is available. But if yours is affected by the recall, even though the fix isn't out yet, it will still show up in that other website. So, all right, this in here, this next one is safety recall 26S29 for 24 to 26 model year Rangers. And there was an advance notice came out April 20th we covered, and this is the official one. So parts now are available for some of the vehicles. We'll go over that in just a second. For this recall, 137,014 Rangers. Wow, it's hard to believe that they built that many in 3 years, but that's a number. In all affected vehicles, a pinched wire for the right or left sun visor can create a short to ground. When this occurs, a driver may experience flickering or inoperative sun visor mirror lights and overhead console lights. Heat or spark at this short to ground may also cause smoke, burning, melting, or a fire in the A-pillar area. Smoke, melting, or fire in the A-pillar area we know it's dangerous. You don't need to tell us that. Anyway, so right now, the remedy is available for the 25 Ranger. It says yes. It says unless parts are needed. So basically, it's available to do the inspection at that point. If it needs parts aren't available yet. So letters will go out. Actually, saying this week, letters are going to go out to those people. So software and parts to repair this condition are being launched in 3 phases and are not yet available for all affected vehicles. Therefore, owners of affected vehicles will be notified in 3 separate mailings. The mailings will begin the week of June 8th. So the ones that are going to get theirs this week is the 25 model year. And then 26 model year gets theirs at the end of June. And then I think end of July is for the last one. So all of them are supposed to be available by July 20th. So that's the date for 24 model year. So I did see some dates in some other parts of this bulletin. I didn't print that off, but it's going to be spaced out. All right. Next one is safety recall 25S52. This is supplement number 2. So this is an update to the, I think April 15th, there was supplement 1 came out. And this is for 23 to 25 model year Escape and Corsair, 24 to 25 model year Nautilus, 25 to 26 model year Bronco Sport, and 25 model year Maverick vehicles equipped with the engine block heater. If you don't have the engine block heater, then just hold on a second. Engine block heater replacement. So we've been waiting for this for a long time. This in here, though, is the recall's been out. This is an update. What they've updated is like labor allowances, service actions, parts ordering information, technical instructions are available and have been updated. So they are to just look at that. So owners are going to be mailed this week for those. So now that is available. So there you go. This next one is this is a recommended repair prior to sale, customer satisfaction program 25B33. This is for older vehicles, so most of these have already been delivered. So it basically means that at this point you probably have one of these vehicles, and then you can do it. You can basically it's the same. It's the engine block heater, but in this case, instead of that being people that had it, this is supposed to be for dealers to do them before they go out. So, but it's the same information as that one. That's the other one. That's the one that I doubled up. So, all right. This in here is equipment recall 25SA6. And this is an update to the original recall that came out December 12th. And this one has the parts ordering information, the labor allowance, and the service action. So this is for 23 to 26 model year Escape and Corsair, 24 to 26. Wait, this is the one I just covered for the engine block heater. So anyway, this is just different. This is different a little bit, but it does have to do with the engine block heater. So now we have fixes for the engine block heater available, and owners are gonna get this. They're gonna go out June 22nd to those people there. So, all right, and lastly, yes, last one, recommended prior to sale, customer satisfaction program 26B11 for 25 model year Expedition and Navigators. This program is in effect through June 30th of 2027 with no mileage limit. So this in effect 44,525 vehicles, and it says on all affected vehicles, the molding was installed on the passenger doors with insufficient gap between the molding and the door paint. On some vehicles, this can cause the upper door paint to rub through. So anyway, letters are going to go out this week for those owners. So we'll get one in the mail if that's affected us. So dealers are to remove the 4 upper door moldings at the B-pillar area and inspect the paint scratches. If scratches are present, then the paint will be repaired with touch-up paint. A rubber insulator will be installed on all 4 moldings and prevent future damage. This service may be performed on all affected vehicles at no charge to the owner. So there you go. There's that.
All right.
Any questions, concerns?
I don't think I do have some about recalls. That's right. What's the story on the Bronco and Maverick do not drive alert?
Yeah, we covered that one.
We covered that one. Okay.
If you have any questions from what I covered, other than what I've covered, feel free to ask again, and we can discuss it anymore. But like I said, it only affects 4,500 Mavericks. I mean, and you're talking 5 years of building Mavericks and Bronco Sports both. So you're talking that's over 100, probably 200,000 vehicles were built, and only 4,500 are affected by this. So not all vehicles in those years are affected. So keep that in mind. And it could be a hybrid or EcoBoost. It has to do with the ball joint to steering. Yeah. So, so you're just going to have to, if yours, look for that recall. Since it happened this week, you would have gotten a letter in the mail. It would be in your app. If you don't see it in your app, and you didn't get a letter in the mail, your vehicle's not affected. So.
All right. I have a CSP for a reimbursement. How does it work if I haven't had the work done yet, but I might need it?
Customer satisfaction program. So those are in effect for so long. And it's just basically if it ends up needing it within that time frame, what'll happen is if that condition were to happen to you, then you'd go in and the service department would see that you have that recall, that customer satisfaction program, and they just wouldn't charge you to have it done. Basically what that matters. But once it expires, it expires. Because the thing of it is, if you take it in and you're like, I want this done, even though it doesn't, they probably won't do it. And because they have to report to Ford that it was faulty or there was an issue with it. So, but if you have had some issues, then you might want to get it done.
Yeah.
Before that expires.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, all other talk has been about the Maverick Meetup.
Okay. You want to clear that off? And
yes.
All right. We're going to talk a little bit about, yes, I had fun vacation. We did a lot of off-roading. In fact, I wasn't going to really focus in on not all the trails that we did, because in Moab, there were so many trails. that you're not going to hit them all. But there are some very popular trails that everybody hears the names and they want to go do. And you got Hell's Revenge, you got Fins and Things, right? You have some others. What are some others? Just there's a lot of them there that people just like, you got to go do those, right? And everything. In fact, there's some people that recommended some to us as well when we were up on the trail. We did end up doing Top of the World, which wasn't on the plan originally until Melissa had said, go, because I'm like, we're doing all these trails on our own with no other Broncos. So when we're going on our own, we're very particular in being able to get our vehicle back, right? We don't have anybody with us to help recover us.
Right.
So we're not going to go usually really hardcore and go on some trails that would, push our limits, right? And everything. So Melissa had said, Top of the World, you can do that. They actually have now, where at one point you had to go up and it was like, it's been kind of washed out over time, but to where it was almost impassable unless you went with a group. They had to like pull you up and everything. And she says, now that they've made that way around, then you should be fine. So you shouldn't have any problem doing it if you want to. And I'm like, I've always kind of cool. It's that one where you put your Bronco up there and people take it up on the ledge, which we did not do because it's, it looks like not a big deal until you get up there and you realize like your Bronco is like on this slope and you're down here and you're like, how much further, it's like, somebody has to get out and kind of spot you, but it's like, no, we were not very good. We're a little afraid of heights. It's like, no, so we didn't do it. And they said, well, you didn't complete the trail then. I'm like, no, we did. I'm saying I did. But anyway, we did this trail. And at one point we actually had to call them. We had internet phone access. And I'm like, so this is what we're looking at. I sent you the photo. Are we supposed to go up that way? So is this right?
Right.
And she's like, yep, that's it. You're about a mile from the top. I'm like, what? Another mile? So, and it was, if you've looked on our Instagram, you've probably seen, but its ledges were like, there was a couple times where the bumper barely cleared to go up on this. And that was the smallest ledge, but we did it. And so when we got back down, I told Melissa, I said, I think you're overestimating what we are talking about a trail that is available for us to do on our own. She goes, you finished it, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. She was, maybe you're underestimating your skills. I'm like,
yeah,
maybe.
But that's how you keep your vehicle in good repair.
Right. Yeah, we scraped the front skid plate got scraped on one going up because we were like crawled up it and then scraped a little. And then coming down, I did a we're going to talk about it later, but I did a bad job of spotting your mom. I drove up, she drove down. So she spotted me on the way up and I spotted her on the way down, and she's better at it than I am. And so there was a spot where I saw this rock and I'm like, I knew, okay, well, she's going to miss it with the tire.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. And it's like, she was the tire basically was down this ledge. It was like that tall. And then I didn't think about the trailing arm. It's like, she got to where she couldn't even move.
Right.
The trailing arm got stuck and I'm like, oh yeah, you need to back up. I thought you could go around that. Let's back you up a little bit and get you onto that. But we do have a skid plate on our trailing arm, as well as our lower control arms on the front. So, as well as all the way down except for our fuel tank. So now our hitch did where we hit on the way going up, the hitch got hit on the way down. So, but anyway, but I wasn't going to talk about that much, but we got done with that one and it was like 3 hours up, 3 hours down. And that was like, we felt accomplished, but yet we were just, the next day we're like, easy trail. We just want to
yeah.
So that day we did enjoy the national parks, which is what's going to bring up the topic tonight. Is there are a lot of national parks that are paved where you can go and see it no matter what type of vehicle you have. But if you have an off-road 4x4 vehicle and maybe you want to have a different experience of the national park, we saw some arches and some things that most people won't see because they didn't have a 4x4 vehicle or with enough clearance, right, to see. And so we're going to talk about that and even show you a few clips that I have and how to find these trails. There's a couple ways. We actually used two different sources because one of them wasn't in one place when it was in the other. But we used Onyx for the most part, which again, free membership for Onyx. If you have a Ford vehicle, you can get Onyx. And what's great about Onyx with the I think it's Elite one that you get for that for free for 1 year, is that it shows you the public lands as well as the private lands, which is great. But anyway, we did some checking, and Onyx will tell you that as well. Like we went into the one national park, and one of the trails required a permit. So you go to get a permit, and they actually gave us a gate code because there was a gate to get in. So you had to be able to know the code to get in, and it changes daily. So that way you can't keep going in or whatever. And it's also that way you're going to the visitor center to make sure that it's a passable trail that day. Which I'm like, okay, there's a job that I want. I want to be the person that goes and tests the trails.
Well, and on top of that, they know how many people are on each trail. Mm-hmm. And so if someone's like, hey, I haven't heard from this person, they can go, oh, it looks like they checked in and they were on this trail. Let's go look.
Yeah, you don't check out when you're leaving. Like when we left, we didn't check out.
If someone calls in and says, hey, I'm missing this person, they said that they're going to be in that area.
They could track down which ones were in that. And they were probably on that trail.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's called, a lot of them, it's called backcountry trails on the national park. So we went into Arches. So let's actually go through this more of a timeline and show you some of the stuff first here. I'm going to pull this up. And these are some of the stuff. So the first day we, let me do this first. On the way to Moab Monday, we stopped off in Grand Junction, had dinner with Brian and Melissa. Stayed at their place Sunday night, and then they told us about it. Like we were just going to drive to Moab and maybe hit a trail in the afternoon. Well, they said, well, on the way there, north of I-70, there's some trails that not a lot of people do. They're not difficult trails, but they're very scenic. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do that. So it's with Thompson Springs, and it's in the Fun Treks book. And we had a cool view and everything. And there was some shelf road that I didn't know was there. And your mom's like, did you know about this? I'm like, no, I didn't. It's like, well, interesting. And, but so we had some really cool views, but also they said, as you're coming back down, I think it's Highway 191 that goes from I-70 into Moab. She's like, you can go in the back way into Arches National Park.
Yeah.
And without a permit, because there's no gate there. There's a gate there, but usually there's nobody there. And you can't pay them anyway at that point, but they might make you pay when you go out. So I was like, okay, we'll try that. And it's Tower Arch. They said, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually had that we were going to do that, but we're going to come in the main road. And they're like, no, take the left, go over the railroad track, and you're on I think it's Salt Creek Road or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And you take this basically dirt road that if it rains could be impassable, but it's been dry, so it was no problem. So we took that trail in, and we went to what they call Tower Arch, which is it's a difficult trail, but only at the beginning. So I'm going to kind of show some of these videos. So now I can share this. And so you guys can see this. And on these here, I don't have any audio. I actually muted the audio. But I do have some later that has some audio. You can hear your mom and I on that. But this hold on. They can't see that.
Oh.
I'm sharing the wrong window. Hold on a second.
Oh, they weren't supposed to see that content?
No, that content was fine.
Okay.
I just didn't, I shared the wrong screen.
Oh.
Because it opens back up. Yeah, so this might actually happen quite often. So I might have to. There we go. In fact, let's just do this. There you go. Can't see us now.
They don't need to see us.
There you go. So this is both views. You have the front camera on the upper section. Oh, this does have audio. And then you see the dash cam there. And we did get a bug on there. So all these right here on this, you're going to have that. So me, again, guiding her right there. There's only a couple spots where I did that.
That looks so professional. I thought it was Brian.
I'm not like I said, your mom is a lot better than I am. But anyway, and then some more of that trail. You can kind of see and this is
Is it
kind of
open?
what I like is that am I gonna have to keep doing this over and over?
Yes.
Yeah, this is gonna be annoying. So with this trail here, you get to see like check out the view in the background. Of course, not the view of the bug splatter on the window on the windshield, which we didn't even notice that it was there. But what are you doing?
I'm checking something. Let me know when you want to stop because I want
It goes all the way through.
I know.
But you see the view of the Arches National Park back there, and to the right you can see those different formations, rock formations, and everything. But you can kind of see that road and everything. So where it requires 4x4, even 4x4 low here. But
All right. I was hoping I could forward to the next one.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, you're gonna have to do it for everyone.
So anyway, so there's that nice bug splatter.
Should have made a slideshow.
Yeah, I should have. Can I not? I really can't, huh? No, I can't. So it's going to close and come back to us. So that could be kind of annoying. Yeah. So again, going this way, this is like there's an arch called Tower Arch is what we're going to and trying to get to on this. What if I no, I can't do that. And so I'm behind the bug splatter, but there I'm guiding her down here. So she drove on the way up there to it, and then I drove and did the second part of the trail. And she spotted me in a couple spots. So, but like a lot of these, some of these like this in here where you couldn't see over the top. So we actually had to get out and like look at it and go, okay, do we want to go down that way? So I don't know if you can hear the audio. Is that muted? Oh, turn that on. Have to ask them if they can hear the audio.
Can you guys?
So we can hear it, but can they hear it is what I'm wondering. You would have been like this. And on the other side, you would have been dealing with that soft sand, and you would have went that way. Yeah.
They can hear it.
Anyway, that's fun. All right, so they could hear it?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. I didn't know if they could hear it with us if we needed to mute that. But
I have no idea what was said in the other two videos. So
we had ours audio turned off, didn't we? All right. And so here's another one.
You all are getting a better experience than I am.
This one's a little longer, I think. Because
okay. That's a lot. I know. I'll bet they're not. They may have gone the other way.
we had the windows rolled down so that I could hear her. So on top of the world, I'd go look at something like, nope, not doing that. A lot of times I'll be like, over here.
Tell me when to turn. Tell me when to turn.
I'm not paying attention because she was fine going on the line. So I was like, Can you guys hear that?
Probably not you outside the vehicle, sir.
Well, I could hear it when I was listening to it. All right. But so there's some of the fun spotting trails there. And then we have one left. And this is on the way down. So this is fun. These are entertaining for me. I don't know if anybody else cares, but I think they're fun. She's good. I'm telling you, this is highlighting how good my wife is at spotting. She's really good. She learned from the best.
So this is why I need her as a partner.
She does a pretty good job of reading lines.
I'm really good at taking direction. So she can be the main driver.
And I 100% trust her in these situations.
Right.
It's a team. The spotter and the driver, it's both your fault if one doesn't follow the instructions or the spotting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we hit a couple of times when I was spotting because I didn't do a good job spotting.
Yeah. So she needs to be the main driver, but then when it comes to spotting, she needs to spot and I'll drive and then I'll navigate. Yeah. Hearing that, Mom? When you retire, we're going to do Rebel Rally. Yeah.
Take picture.
So we did that a lot, but I actually deleted all the rear camera shots on that, but you can see the hill from the other side. But anyway, so Terra Arch was fun. And then you come out and you can see this arch on the back side of it. Now you can hike to it. It just takes you a lot longer to get to it when you hike, but that's a lot of fun getting there. So, and then we took it, you'll see that was part of the way out. And then at that point, there's another arch that we didn't see the first day when we went by. It was called the Eye of the Whale or something like that arch. And we didn't notice it. There was a pull off for it, but we looked over, we didn't see it, but we weren't in the right spot because of what direction we were going. But we did catch that one on the last day. We drove in on Willow Springs Road. So anyway, so that was Tower Arch, and that was the first day. So again, checking that out. And then he brought us to the main paved road, and we were able to take the national park out from there. Now, too, if you are in there, you are supposed to have a pass. We actually bought the yearly pass. So we can go to any of the national parks for the next year. We paid $80 for that pass.
Yeah.
So it's a great way if you're going to go to several different ones. Like we knew we were going to hit 2 at least, which would have been $60 right there. We're like, well, for $20 more, we could hit, this summer we could go to another national park and we paid for it. But anyway, so not the next day, but the day after that, I decided, I guess, I planned a lot of this. And the Canyonlands National Park is also over by Moab. And so there's 2 different parts of the Canyonlands. There's the Island in the Sky, which is mainly paved, that comes in from the top, kind of more north and down. A lot of it's paved like it is in arches. But then down south, you go down it's called the Needles area. And down there's a lot of campgrounds and not as much to go see on paved road. But I found 2 trails there. One of them was called the Colorado Overlook Trail or whatever, and Colorado River Overlook. And I'm like, okay, we've got to go try this. This one here was on the Fun Treks. No, wait, it wasn't in the Fun Treks book. It was on Onyx. So you completely used Onyx for this one. And this one here we were allowed to get in as long as the gate was open. There's no gate pass I needed to get or anything. It was right at the visitor center. You just go right in. And so here's some of the footage from that, and the overlook at the top is, check out the background as well as the off-roading, because it's just, I think, incredible views on this one here, and which is why it's so cool to do this, is you see some views that, like I said, other people do not get to see. There you go. And this one I don't think has any audio because I was going to mute all the audio. So all these ones on the Colorado Overlook they don't have audio. the other ones I thought it'd be fun to, you guys can hear us and some of the stuff, especially I think on that last one, hearing how we are helping each other, I thought was really cool to get. And then we'd go through an obstacle, go easy peasy.
Right.
Because it was like with spotting, you can make any hard spot easy, or you can make it hard because there are some scrapes on some of those obstacles. But so this is kind of the easy part of the trail coming in. You kind of see this road, but you just get to see the formations of the rocks. Even coming into the Needles area, staying on paved is just incredible views. Like I said, Wolf Box, we have 3 cameras on it, right? A dash cam and a rear camera. And we're constantly, if you just say the words take picture, it's taking pictures. Like we took, I think this day, we took 100 photos. I mean, it was just like constantly we were telling it to take a picture because we'd turn a little bit more and there's just a different view of the mountain, of the mesas, I guess is what they're called, right? I don't know. I think we come to the conclusion they're called mesas. But all right, now it's getting a little more difficult here as we go up. And Barb drove this up. She typically, we'll have her drive up. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll kind of be navigating. I'll use Onyx to navigate up, and then I'll drive back. And so it's kind of cool. So we usually, on these trails, it's a 50-50. She usually drives up. I think on Top of the World, I drove up, she drove down. But this in here, she drove up, and then I drove down. So, and so then I would get out and spot. So, yeah.
Here's something to note. If you are military or active duty and retired, you can get a national park pass for free.
Yeah.
Annual or life.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so a lot of these, like I said, this is all muted, but, I liked, so that's one thing you probably get that from me is I'm pretty good at navigating. Mm-hmm. So a lot of them I would navigate, and actually that stopped. Nope. Did I get out? We were taking pictures. We did that a lot. We stopped a lot to take photos because, like I said, it's just incredible views. So, like, yeah, I don't know. That's a big thing. There are 2 things that I like about off-roading. One of them is the incredible views you get to, and the other is trying to traverse through the rocks and finding your lines and getting through some of that stuff. That's also a challenge. So it's a little bit challenging as well. But then the views, and like this, we saw 2 cars on the way in on the fast road. But then once we got into this harder stuff, we never saw another vehicle all for like 2 hours. I mean, it was pretty awesome. So, in fact, a lot of trails we did behind the rocks, it saw 0 vehicles all day.
You need to do a short or a shorter video of like 5 trails or 10 trails in Moab
that most people don't drive. I thought about naming that on this live stream because it's like these are trails that most people don't do.
Those videos do really good on Instagram and TikTok and whatnot.
This one took about an hour to get down to Needles. I didn't think it was that far. But still, like I said, that trail there, like there was nobody on it. I mean, we got to the top. I mean, we spent like a lot of time at the overlook. And you just, I mean, it was nice. I mean, and sometimes you maybe want to go with a group and that's fine. But there's times where it's like, we go a little slower. Yeah. In fact, we had a Jeep follow us on Top of the World, and I'm like, go ahead and pass us because we're slow. We take our time with it. We're not going to damage anything. We take our time with it. We also like to stop and take pictures, enjoy the view. That's why sometimes I don't like taking the trail or the group drives at Supercell and such, because there's a lot of times they don't stop at some of those views. Check out that view. So that's at the top of the overlook, and to the right, that canyon over there, that's where the river is, and we got a view over there and the view of the canyon on the left side. And yeah, really cool. So
I love how they have rock markers to be like, hey, don't take your vehicle out here.
Yep. So that's pretty much it right there. But yeah, you just go out on the rocks and you can see the overlook. Just again, incredible views. And I think this other one is coming down. I did one coming down where I was driving. Had to get some video with me driving.
No, Mom's the star.
But you can see the view in the back. I mean, your backdrop on these is just incredible. So at least this in here, we didn't have bug splatter all over the window. We actually, on this one, we actually got window cleaner at the gas station. We got gas.
Smart.
So that if we got any bugs on the way down there, we could clean it off.
Very smart.
We usually always carry, we always have paper towels in the Bronco and of course snacks because we ate lunch at the top of the river overlook.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we drove that day. We drove down and we had it at the visitor center. But a lot of times we will go up the trail and then we'll have lunch and then go down, which is pretty awesome. So like that one day when we, when we went to Sedona and we had that view of like, we were eating lunch on this rock with that view. Right. And that was our lunch spot. It's just like, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, so as you can tell, we had a lot of fun. We off-roaded every day. We also did Horseshoe Canyon, and I actually was trying to rush to get these done. So these here was, so after we went to and did the overlook, we came down to the visitor center and hit the bathroom, of course. And then we did this Horseshoe Canyon. So what's cool about this canyon is it does require, it's a backcountry trail. So it did require a permit and a gate code. And what's funny about this is we did this, we told Brian and Melissa, like, what you got? They were always asking, because they wanted to know, because that is another safety thing. If you are going to go out, is to let people know where you're going, what trail you're going on, if you're going on your own. So that's what we did. So every day Brian's like, so where are you kids going? And so we'd let them know what we're planning to do. Right. And so this day when we got back, they didn't know, because we didn't know we were going to do this trail. We were like, yeah. So we did Horseshoe Canyon, and she's like, no, that's closed. I'm like, no, it's the one that you go Salt Creek. She said, you mean Salt Creek Canyon? I'm like, well, no, it branches off and goes to the left. She goes, yeah, that's closed. I said, she says, I have lived here all my life and I've never done that trail because it's always closed. And I said, well, it's not now. You better go over there. Because if it rains, you'll see. If it rains, you just cannot drive on it. And so that you can see that was just a short little video of going through the gate. I don't know why I included it, but I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, these here, I just upload the way the videos are. The others I kind of edited some of it out, but not these. So so I don't know what we're getting here. Sorry, hon, if I said something wrong, because I didn't check them. Here we go. I don't remember what I was doing there. There's a lot I got to go through to do this. Next time I'm going to put them on a slideshow. There we go. So this is basically this road. So again, Barb drove in. I navigated. And we used Onyx for this. There's what we did. We used Onyx, and on Onyx, it actually had marked some of the arches as we drove along. Yeah. One of them, we totally missed. We're on the way out. We're like, where is this? We don't see it. Yeah. We couldn't see it on the way out. But when we came back, it's like, there it is. So again, the view coming back is different than the view going out, which is pretty cool. But again, a great time. Again, your background is just incredible view there. And this one here was very easy. Like I said, anybody we just left it. I think we might even left it too high, but I think we had it in 4 high. And at one point we put it in sand mode. So, you just drove through, and that's what it was. Now at the very end, there was some hard stuff that we just did just for fun, that you didn't have to do. And you still got back there. But so there's just a couple others. Now I think coming up, this is where there's one spot where most of your arches you see in Utah, they're arches. They're vertical arches. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Vertical arches. So I think this is where we find what I would almost say a horizontal one. And there's only a couple of these that we found. One was here and one is in arches. and this one's called Paul Bunyan's Potty. You'll see why. Just wait.
My gosh.
Anyway. Now this was very fun. So it looks very easy, and it is very, very easy. But it was actually I guess it's the next clip. But you can see we were getting up to 25. I think I got up to 30 at one point on the way back. So I think your mom thought I was trying to go fast because this is the night that the reveal was for the Filson edition.
Oh.
And it wasn't that. I was actually I was having fun on these sandy roads, and some of them was in deep sand. I was just like trying to like go fast, and it was fun. But here's the one that I guess has that. See that you can see why I thought it was the same, because some of these curves look the same. It's like, did we just go that way? There you go. All right. Here's our turn to Paul Bunyan's potty. At least in Arches, they actually call the one that they have there a pothole instead.
Potty?
Your mom didn't believe me. Like,
I thought it said pottery.
that's probably more politically correct.
Probably.
And again, I don't know, because we're just. I don't know. Again, neither one of them been here, so we didn't know what to expect. There you go. There you go. You see it? Look up on the rock.
Oh.
It's a big hole, right?
Yep.
And so I didn't show you the other clip, but also there's little black marks coming down it. I'm like, oh, I could see the potty part. Anyway, but there you go. That's all the clips that I had that I planned on. I had all kinds of photos. Follow my Instagram if you're one of the Patreon coffee time. There are some other clips and some pictures that I show of all the arches that we saw at Arches and everything. But so yeah, we hit Canyonlands one day. We hit the Torch Arch back way into Arches, and then also the last day after we did Top of the World, we went into another way back way into Arches, a different way called Willow Springs Road. You actually go through the Utah Raptor State Park, where they have dinosaur tracks.
Oh yeah.
And you go through that road, which is actually
pictures from that.
Was actually a little harder than I thought. In fact, I missed a hole.
Oh.
And we went, whoom, slammed the Bronco down in it. Like, oops. And then came down and hit the trailer hitch. I'm like, I did not see that because I was looking at the left for the the dinosaur tracks. But it was going to a little more difficult than I thought. But and that's where when we went the other way on that one trail, it connected with the Torch Arch Trail, that you could see the eye of the whale, and we actually walked up into it. So some of the arches you can walk into. So yeah, so we had we ended up hitting about 4 trails within each of the different national parks, and then of course some other fun. So we did Behind the Rocks, some of it. So Behind the Rocks is like a black. So that's the rating on Onyx is like green, blue, red, and black. Now, the reason Behind the Rocks is labeled black is some of the trails go up and do some very gnarly rock crawling, like stuff that you need a winch and you need people. But some of them are easy part of it. Yeah. So where we did it, we went and saw Picture Frame Arch, and then we came around on that and did a little bit of ledge driving through there. Your mom drove that. And then we were trying to find the same one that Jeff and I did, where you could see over the overlook. And Onyx said it was another spot. And I'm like, that is not where it's at. I know we didn't go that way. We went this way. So we're going along, and then we go down in the canyon. I'm like, that is not where we went. So we went down the canyon and Behind the Rocks, and you could see one of the trails going up. So we didn't do it on the very hard stuff. But then at that point, we turned around, we had lunch there, we went back, regrouped, and then we did Moon Rock. So I would say I was lost in that area, but not really 100% lost. I just couldn't find the trail I wanted to find. It wasn't marked well. But we did do Moon Rock. We did both the easy way in and the hard way because we did one trail and it was like that last one where it was just straight in and you saw these cool moon rocks. But then also we went back and I thought I caught the right trail and it took it and it came to the same place. Like, well, oh, that's the hard part in. So we did both ways in. And I drove in and your mom drove back. So it was kind of some ledge driving. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, your mom's getting really good at that. She's afraid of heights and you couldn't tell it because she's like some of those, like we're on that rock and it's, where you could easily, slide off. But yeah, she's a champ. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. So I tell you what, and it was a great time. I mean, we both spot each other. We both drove. We had fun and we off-roaded every day. So
Yeah.
And then we hit some of the t-shirt places in Moab that night, and we searched because when you do some of those trails, you can get the sticker to put on your Bronco, some of those harder trails. And I'm like, there should be a sticker for behind the rock or top of the world. And I know I saw it in one of the different places the night before. We're like, let's drive it first, say we did it, then we can come back and get the sticker. And we spent probably an hour trying to find that sticker. We finally found it. And at one shop had it, and they had a bunch of them in there. But like, it's funny because some of the stickers they'd have is for like Gemini Bridges, which is a very popular one, but it's a green. It's like, but there's a sticker. I'm like, it's not hard.
It's touristy.
Yes. But for some people that would maybe be hard.
That's the first line of your video is, tired of tourists? Here's 5 trails to take to get away from all the busy trails.
Yeah. Fun way to find this, because we did that last year. Grand Canyon, we went and we did a trail in the Grand Canyon that we saw nobody. We saw a ton of deer, but we saw nobody on that trail, and it's a different way and a different view than anybody else is going to see that we saw as well on those different trails. Again, using Onyx last year as well at Grand Canyon. So Onyx is a great app, and you can find some cool ways to get into your national parks and find some of those user rating system. What I recommend is when you're in Onyx, when you click on one of the trails, click on it and read the description really well. Look at the photos and you get a good grasp of what the trail's like. Mm-hmm. And then people can actually put the information. I should have done this on that, but you can, if you've been on the trail, you put in there what the trail was like when you did it. How busy was it? Did you see anybody? Right? The condition of the trails and that kind of stuff. And then they're dated. So, well, this person was just on the trail a month ago and it was, fine. It wasn't that difficult. So, because sometimes Onyx will rate those when they went through. So,
right.
Anyway, so there you go. So there's some of the things that I learned when we were there. And so we really haven't talked about the Filson because that launched while I was on vacation. I really didn't get any content ahead of time. I was hoping to get some content, get the bulletin and everything and get it early. They didn't send it to me. Evidently, I'm not one of their outlets that they feel is important to get the information out ahead of time. So that's why my video didn't go live until Thursday morning, was that the content that I received was what everybody else saw. The reveal, which I only watched about half of on our drive back into town. And then from the road.4.com, I just gathered information from that.
Yeah.
And I still got more information because I read completely through all of it that most people didn't get. Like, because I think when the media was there, they didn't tell them. They gave them the bulletin, but they didn't mention pricing and stuff with them. But according to the bulletin, it's going to start at $70,000. So they're like, I think Ford Authority said 75, which is probably where it's going to be. Most people probably get theirs priced out because once you add a hard top and you got the destination, you're probably going to be 75. But anyway. So we'll see. But the Filson will have the 3.0 liter engine from the Raptor. And they're saying it's going to be detuned. I don't know if it's going to be detuned or are we going to have a tuned Raptor for next year? That's the question. So maybe the Raptor gets upgraded from where it's at now. And the Filson edition gets the current Raptor engine. I don't know. We'll tell. And then it looks like they got the Fox live valve shocks, which I believe is the I thought it was the Haas 3.0 suspension, but it may be the Raptor suspension. But anyway, so it's really your luxury Bronco in a sense, is what it's looking like. Nice looking leather, looks great. Outside, you get body colored. Someone said that the fender flares were whiter fender flares that were colored, which they've never really done. It looked like to me though that I don't know, it didn't look like they were whiter than I typically would get. But anyway, so there's that. She took off. All right. Let's see here. What else we got here? Let's just go through some of these questions. All right. Is Flat Rock Assembly Plant scheduling Mustangs this week? And I have a car that's waiting to be scheduled. Yes, they are. Hopefully I caught you before you left the live stream. What else we got? Is the F-150 max tow axle still a constraint for production? You know, they didn't mention it this week in the notes. They did not mention it. Hopefully I caught you, because that looks like you did that like 45 minutes ago. See what else. Is Ford obligated to perform a recall on the 2006 Grand Marquis if the steering shaft recall is still open and hasn't been completed? Yeah, should be. Yeah, I would think so. Yep, as long as there's no expiration date on it. And some of those like customer satisfaction programs do, but if it's a safety recall, yes. Safety recalls, they have to do that for you at no charge. So, all right. Steve said Bronco build scheduled week 7/6, expected delivery date, Long McArthur Ford delivery date. Thanks. Typically about a month. That's usually what we say usually shows up about a month after it's been built. So August or so.
Yeah.
Is there one wolf box that is better to install in a Maverick? So Wolfbox really only has 2 versions. So they have, I think they do have multiple versions. I think I have the most updated version, and mine. So any of them they have the dual and they have the tri. Now, if you don't care about the extra camera, then go with the dual. You get a camera that you can place in the back, and the other one, it's called a dash cam, but it's really a mirror camera. So it goes and you can put it over your current mirror if you'd like, or you can replace and do the install to install it where your rear view mirror is now, which is how mine is installed currently, but it wasn't at the beginning. And then you can put it right over the mirror. So it'll work on about any Ford vehicle for that front camera. And if you don't want to put the rear one in, you don't have to. I've actually had dash cams where I never put a rear one in.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have for insurance if you do have it, and also sometimes some cool views too. Now, what I like about it is that I get an unobstructed view behind the Bronco. If you've looked at my Bronco, we have a lot of stickers on the back, and on the way there, we had it loaded up with luggage as well because we did not take our camper this trip, and so we had it loaded up, so it's not like I could see out the back anyway. So what I like is I have my camera mounted on the outside of the Bronco. A lot of times you can mount them on the inside the back windows for some of those. So they also make some where you can actually, they will go on your license plate.
Yes.
So then you can just run your wire through there. So just find a way to run it back into the Maverick. So I say the dual camera would be a great one. And like I said, I've had one dash cam before, actually 2, technically, the one that you gave me.
Yep. And
then I had the Pel C because they sent me one to review. And I will say the Wolfbox one is, I like it. I just love it.
Makes me want one.
I'm sold on it. And I'm a big fan of it. So we do have a code. So if you need the code, let me know and you get your discount
I need the
from
code.
it. So anyway.
I'll get it from you later.
Let's see here. What else we got? Thoughts on the Filson? Sorry if you mentioned it earlier. I have not. And this is 8:31, so he's still probably with us. So the Filson, yeah. My thoughts on it. I don't know. $70,000. Not where I'm at. I'm looking at a Bronco, not as a luxury vehicle. They're mentioning that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we talk about that there are people out there wanting a Bronco and they're just throwing their money at it. They aren't doing their research. They're just like, get me the most expensive one. Just get me something nice.
Yes.
Right now, Raptor has been that nice
Wildtrak was that before that.
Right.
Yeah.
So now they have a luxury vehicle for those owners that aren't taking it off road, aren't doing the things they're saying to do the things with it, but
Yeah.
this is your luxury vehicle that you aren't going to take off roading and get copious amounts of dirt on the interior.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the funny thing is somebody posted and said, well, this is going to look great on our neighborhood mall. So it's like, yeah, I get it. But I like the quality of the materials and everything. I think it would look great. The
I like
leather,
the
the colors. That's I like the green is you're going to get that on the Filson edition. It's only going to be available on the Filson.
Makes
Now,
it worth it right there.
they're doing a first edition, and that's that one that other color. I can't remember what they call it. Something iron something. Anyway,
it's like a grayish.
That one's only going to be available in the first editions, so you're probably going to need to pay more. And so that color is very exclusive.
Reddish, isn't it?
Yeah. Both of those look nice. I'm sad that they won't be available on some of the others because that green, I like it.
Oh yeah.
The eruption green, I'm okay with. Your mom doesn't like as much, but I think that darker green, I like it.
Iron Sands Copper
green.
Metallic. That's a mouthful.
Yes, that's it. I said it in the video, but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so we see the digital camera is included as standard equipment on that. Yeah. I think my feeling is that camera will be optional on some other trim levels, at least on Outer Banks, maybe nice. Badlands as well. Basically, that's exactly what Wolfbox has. So the rear camera would be that. You just don't have the dash cam. Right? Yeah. But if you have the Badlands Lux package, you have a front camera. So you saw that some of those clips, that one clip where I had that camera, it's on my winch mounted down. The winch that is not working. I can't get to work, which I might have to just, I don't have them send me a new one. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've worked around. I got a Big Ben, a rear. So here's the thing. All off-roading we've done, we've counted up. We've hit over 24 trails. We've done easy stuff. We've done hard stuff. We did top of the world. In my opinion, that's very hard. A lot of people probably have done it, and it's no big deal. But there are some ledges and everything. No front locker, folks. You don't need it. Even I was talking to Brian and Melissa. I said, we did that with no front locker, just a rear locker. And he's like, they have a Badlands edition. He said, we never engage our front locker. He said, the front locker is overrated.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Every Bronco should have an availability to get a rear locker so you can go do what we did this week. We used it a lot without having to go to $4,000 to a black diamond package. Or if I want,
or to add an aftermarket, or to, spend the time to gain the ability to do those trails without it, because that takes years of practice to be able to do those trails and those types of things without a single locker.
We wouldn't have got up top of the world without a locker.
Right.
So it's like, and then you're limiting yourself if you want.
Right. But there are people that do it without the locker, but like I said, they've been doing this for years.
So when I ordered it originally, I didn't order a rear locker. We went to off rodeo. I came back. I edited my order. It already was scheduled, and I added the rear locker. It's a standalone option, $795 option. I added the rear locker, and I'm like, just in case, because I want to do some stuff. And you know what? We have originally, like I would say, 10 Cup trail was probably as hard as I would expected myself to go, and then we did Hancock. And now we've done top of the world. We keep elevating and what we're enjoying doing, in that realizing the capabilities of what we can do, and our abilities are going rapidly. And now I'm like, I'm glad I had the rear locker. It needs to be it just needs to be a standalone option, and you shouldn't have to go Sasquatch or buy a $4,000 package to get it. We talked to them, the brand team, about that. I'm like, why can't we just have a rear locker? Well, we're bundling it in that package. I said, so then I have to pay $4,000 to get it. Well, I'm like, you know what? Here's the deal. I don't mind a package if it's an off-road package.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bundle something in, I'd say that package is pretty close. The Black Diamond off-road package, you're getting the rock rails, right? But I don't want the black wheels, the steel wheels, right? I don't mind that. But let's do this. Make it an actual, a real off-roader's package. Give me auxiliary switches. Give me a rear locker. Give me the rock rails. Give me a front camera, right? So give me actual things that I can use off-road, and don't just package it into a look and get a rear locker, right? It should include auxiliary switches, and it should include that front camera and all the things that you would need to take it. Everglades. I mean, in a sense,
Right.
Your Everglades edition, front and rear, you get the rock rails, you get the winch, because I was thinking winch, right? So give me a winch, throw that in that package, then I'm all in. But otherwise, just allow us to get a rear locker. Anyway, all right. I'm soapbox there, but I'm sorry, but 21, I added the auxiliary switches, LED, the signature lighting, and the rear lockers were all standalone options. And I am glad that I was able to do that back then, because my price, I had a $42,000 Bronco back then. And I know prices have increased, but still I'd be under $50,000 to this day.
Oh yeah.
All right. Douglas Blair, I actually was going to talk about this. They said, what air pressure did you air down to? So here's what we did. Monday, we hit that trail, Thompson Springs Trail. We pulled up into the gas station there, went to the bathroom. I aired down to 25 pounds of pressure. And so, I could go lower. If I go lower, then I've got to air back up. So what we do, I do this every time we go to Colorado.
Yeah.
I air down to 25 pounds of pressure. And then, when I aired back up? I aired back up on Saturday morning. I left them at 25 pounds of pressure, driving on the highways, going 65-ish. Your vehicle can run on the highway at that. So basically I aired down. I didn't have to keep airing up and down every day. So I did not air up and down. I did it once. Aired down on Monday, aired back up on Saturday morning before we headed out. That is what I did. So I just ran at 25 pounds of pressure. I do this in Colorado all the time. People tell you not a problem. Yeah, you can do that. I even talked to a service department. If you go too low, go down to like 20, then you better watch out on the curve so you don't pop a bead. But at 25, you're not going to have issues with that. So I try to get it to 24. So when they're hot, they're maybe at 26, right? So maybe even go down to 23 or whatever is when they warm up, right? They get a couple of pounds more. But we ran at about 25 the whole time. And now, if you air down to 20, it's going to be a smoother ride on some of those trails. For us, that's another reason why we go a little bit slower sometimes, is because at 25, it's a little rougher, but we just slow down a little bit. We just take a little longer on the trail. So when Fun Trek says it's a 5 to 6 hour trail, it's 6 hours for us.
Right.
we just, and for us, it actually was 7 because we took an hour for lunch. We were up at the top. That's when we found out the hot water heater, and we were talking to you. We were up at the top of the world. But anyway, so there you go. All right. What's the next question? Tell Ford to use Onyx for navigation. They are putting Google in 2027. We don't ever use Google. I use Google Maps all the time, but I did see that, who was it? Chase Gentry. He actually used Onyx and put it on the screen using his Apple CarPlay. And I think you can do it with Android Auto too. I was messing around with it a little bit. So I think if you have your map, you can put it on there and then you can move it around. So I think it can be done right now with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So anyway, but I agree. So Onyx is a fun one. What are the best fender flares for the Maverick? Fender flares. Air Design, I think, probably. It's my go-to. I like the company. They're actually, Ford gives that company vehicles like the Maverick ahead of time so that they can fit their aftermarket. So Air Design is what you find on Ford Accessories website. So you can go to Ford Accessories to find them, but that's what I would recommend. So anyway, code for camera, please.
Wolfbox.
Oh, all right. Let me find that. I'll try to find that.
Okay.
And then it sounds like the black roof is a bit of a Mustang constraint. On my Dark Horse premium order, I have the painted stripe package. Do you think that has an impact on scheduling? They haven't said that the painted stripes right now. Dark Horse, a regular Dark Horse, is probably now easier because now that they're doing the SC, a regular Dark Horse is probably easier to get scheduled and to get built. Depending on again, a big thing is dealer allocations because not all dealers are going to get a Dark Horse allocation every month. So that's where you have that conversation of, did you get one this month? right? And finding the dealer that has a dark horse allocation to get it scheduled. That's probably the biggest thing. But I don't think the painted stripes are a problem. We had someone that ordered the painted stripes and they're scheduled right away with us. So that should not be a constraint. Now, the black painted roof, it sounds like to me from the notes that I read this week was for stock, it's like, don't order it. So is what they're saying. Order the delete. They said the black roof delete if you're ordering a stock, because I think they're going to focus retail orders first on that, but not having it will help it get scheduled for regular GT night pony package. Right. But yeah. So anyway, I think hopefully that helps there, but, yeah. Anyway, let me see if I can find that code. Yeah. But anyway, any other questions, comments you want to go through while I'm trying to find this code?
Not really. Jenna and I've been talking Rebel.
Yeah.
She says she's looking for a new job. I told her check with Iridium. Try and find something with them.
Yeah.
Because they do sponsored teams.
They send people. I will say this. Maybe I shouldn't say, but there were some people were doing some Rebel training there in Moab while we were there. So a couple teams were out there doing that, and
you should check with I will get back to you with the name. I can't think of her name right now. Charlene Bauer. She helps competitors kind of find their way in the world. She might know something that you like, a job that you could get into with something that would allow you to be able to race Rebel.
Well, where did I put those? I put them in a document so I wouldn't lose them, and I lost them. Oh, here we go. Collaboration links. That would be a nice thing to call it. All right. So here it is. Drop that in. There is that link, and that is our special link. You can see, yeah, so that's our code there, and I think that gets you a discount. Let me know if it doesn't. It should be, it's 10% off on the official website. Oh, you do have to put in this code. I didn't see that part. You do have to put in this code. So you go in there. That link might just work automatically. Otherwise, you can go to their website and just type in this code as well. So if not, so that should get you 10% off. Now you might get a bigger discount if you go to Amazon. And I have the links for that. So the dual camera link for that is right here for the dual camera. And I think that's going to give you that code. And I think you get a discount on Amazon with it. So that might be, you might just look on both and see what's cheaper, because some people have gotten them off Amazon cheaper than getting it, the website. So just depends. So that's the, oh, and then there's the code for that. Here, let me just put this in so you guys know. So I guess that requires a code too, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Some of them I know 3W just makes it easy because the link just gets you the code automatically. But so that's the link for the dual camera, and that's the code you put in. And then if you want the Trike Pro, which is what I have, I think it's this link here. And I'll get you the code for that one. And we did a video on this, and I did an install video on my personal channel, but then I did a review on the McArthur channel for Belt Wild Wednesday, I think. So you can, and all these codes are in that video. So if you just do a search, maybe do Law McArthur and then Wolfbox, probably would come up in YouTube. And then that link, I put those links in that video as well. So anyway, I used to put all these in all my videos and leave them in there, but I stopped doing that. So, and if you want some 3W liners, we have a link code for that. What else do we have? If you need some stuff from Electron, we got a code for them as well. In fact, they're want me to be an affiliate. But anyway, so there you go. There are those. Yep. But, and I think if you order, you get a discount using our code. And if you use our code, then I get a little bit of a kickback. So anyway, not much, like $20 or something. I don't know. Anyway, but there you go. All right. But yeah, there's that. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, but it's like the family slideshow. Anyway, but yeah, we'll get, I'll be putting some of the trails on for like our Patreon. So if you follow us on Patreon, just go to Patreon, search Ford Video Guy, and you can find us there. On Patreon, I'm probably going to be putting some of the videos, the trails on there. I'll probably just mute all the audio though. But if you people are wanting to see the trails we did, I'll probably put those on there. But I'll probably cut out because we stop a lot and we'll stop and take photos and everything. So I'll probably try to, it's going to take a little while, but I'll try to cut out some of the stops. So it's just a full drive. For those that actually want that, I'll probably put some videos in basically the drive one way, probably not back down, but we like to do that just so that we can always look at it. So I might actually put them on YouTube on my personal channel unlisted so that we can go and view them at any time. Anyway, so we'll put them on there as well for Patreon. So yeah. So he says it's been a long night.
Yes.
I did say great content tonight. So anyway, if you're in off-roading, then you probably enjoyed it. So that's why Jenna's still in here. She's always off-roading. But
she doesn't like talking to me.
And you know what? To be honest, like Jenna and the Bronco Sport could have handled almost all the trails we did, except for, like that, like some of them you might have some issues with some cleaning. Well, definitely you wouldn't have done Top of the World, but about all the others, I mean, you'd be able to do it easily in the Bronco Sport.
Well, the best Bronco Sport driver lives right out there, so
yeah. So anyway, all right.
She did go to Moab with BB. She drove BB out to Moab.
Yeah. And say a lot of the trails that we did,
it's not about clearance. It's more about capability.
Yeah.
Getting up.
Yep. I guess my question would be I know she doesn't have the advanced 4-wheel-drive, how it does though, like at some of those when you get off camber.
Well,
because you don't have a rear locker, I don't think, with that. But again, a lot of it's based on your 4-wheel-drive and also like, we learned from Melissa is finding that line based on what you have. Because like that, I know there was one trail that she's like, put your front locker on. I don't have one. She goes, okay, back up. And she had me take a different line that was a little easier, that was good for rear locker. Yep. We had a couple of times where coming down, I had your mom basically teetering. I was like, there's one where she's coming down. I'd say, okay, the front tires are coming down now. Okay. I'm like, okay, your passenger rear tire is about ready to come down, or it's just going to stay up until her other back tire came down and just floated like that. She was off the ground like this far and it just kind of floated there in full extent because we had that rough country suspension, which I love, and they don't even sell it anymore.
Yeah.
But that Vertex suspension that's adjustable, man, I'm just sold. That's why I'm looking at a next, like at some point we'll get a Bronco once this is sold. We'll get a second Bronco and we can go out, as teams, we can take more people out. And I know that I don't really care. I just need a rear locker,
Right?
I don't need, I'll get just throw a Wolf Box camera in it. Probably actually the one that's in your mom's.
Right.
We'll just switch over to it because she doesn't like it. But just because it's a camera and not a rearview mirror. But and I mean, I don't know. You just need all you need is a rear locker. Give me some 35s and a nice suspension. And the factory Haas 2.0 is probably okay. We used it for the first couple years, but the rough country one, I've been so happy with it. And it's the cheapest suspension you can get out there. What's it? $2,500, not counting install, and it works just as well as the $5,000 ones that people are putting on their vehicles. I don't know. I've been really happy. It hasn't, it seeped early, but they've warranted it 100%. I mean, I don't know. I've been very happy with it. I adjusted down. That's the other thing we actually did too, is that I adjusted the suspension to like a 2. You can adjust it from anywhere from 1 to an 8. I go ahead and do 2. And we did that. And I was telling her, I'm like, if we went down to 1, we probably would have made it a little bit easier on top of the world, but we still were able to do it. And I left it on 2 the whole time we were there.
Yeah.
Again, I aired down, adjusted the suspension to 2. And then when we got back on the road to come home, then, because if I didn't adjust it from 2, then it would be a lot of lean on those curves in Colorado.
Yeah.
So I adjusted it back up to 7, aired the tires back up. And I usually keep my tires at about 38 to 40. When they're hot, I want them to be no more than 40. And I probably don't get as good a gas mileage at there instead of, because got to remember what's on the tire is your maximum. That's when they're warmed up that you want to have the tires at. So I think mine are rated to 45 pounds of pressure. I'm like, I leave them, I like air them up to like 38 to 40, and then they'll go to 42.
Yeah.
Now, if I aired them up to 45 when they're hot, then will I get better fuel economy? Probably. But I like the ride at 38 to 40. So to me, it's all about the ride quality, not necessarily the gas mileage for me.
Yeah.
That's more important to me.
Yeah.
But so there you go. My opinions on that, but on some of that stuff. So, yep.
Well, thank you. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Do you lease out of? Did you answer that one?
No, sorry, I missed that.
Do you lease out of state? I'm in Michigan. I've been looking at the red Mustang. It looks like an incredible deal.
Yep. Don't know if you can't lease Mustangs though.
That's our only catch.
Mustangs are not a vehicle you can lease, and Super Duties. Those are usually not.
Yeah.
Those are 2 vehicles you just can't lease.
But we can sell out of state, and it's a vehicle that can be leased. We can lease out of state.
Yeah, we can do out of state leases. So you would just take it back to your nearest dealer when the lease is up, or decide to buy it. You can do that too.
Yep.
Anyway, can you take that? I think Jenna asked about taking the Maverick off-road. Most of the Mavericks we have are not like, they don't even have
They're
an
XL.
FX4. They're usually like a lot of XLs, XLTs, but I mean, they can do some light stuff, but they're not rated.
The worst off-roading we have is dirt roads.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
we don't have a lot. Sorry.
Yeah,
we have more hiking than anything around here.
Yep.
I think the only thing you could consider off-roading close to here would be Coronado Heights.
Now to when we went out, we went to that waterfall over by Junction. There's one little spot, one obstacle, and I was like, man, that'd be fun in the Bronco. I took the Expedition over. I'm like, I do that in the Bronco. It's like 50 yards or something. It's just a little drop down,
this?
But it's rutted out from the rain and everything. So anyway,
she found Explorer's Trail.
There's a lot of them that there's one that Nathan's done that we ought to try to find.
That's paved now. Well, unless that's not what you're talking about. I don't know.
There are some trails in Kansas that are a lot of this. They're not like
they're mostly
difficult.
side by side.
Now there are like Randolph area has an OHV, and it's really rated more for side by sides than it is for Broncos. There's a lot of narrow spots. Also Pratt has some stuff, and then there's Kansas Rocks Parks is an off-road park, and it's down. It's about a 3 or 4 hour drive.
I didn't realize this, but it's the trail that takes you to Coronado Heights. I think we actually drove it last year.
With Mavericks?
Yes.
When it was muddy? Sometimes some of those trails are historic trails. Like I know they do the Santa Fe, and
so they start outside of Ellsworth and go over to Coronado Heights.
Huh, it's almost exactly what we did.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that's on Onyx. It's mainly like dirt roads.
Yeah, Canopolis and Mushroom Rock. That's exactly what we did last year.
Check out the video we did last year, because that's what we did. There you go, guys. All you people that were here last year. Right? We might have got your Mavericks muddy and dirty, but you did the Explorer Trail. You're an off-roader now. Oh gosh. No wonder it was so easy for the Bronco. It's like I'm flipping up mud.
There's nothing in
Keep their
Kansas
distance.
that the Bronco can't handle.
Oh, some other things from our trip. So I was really pleased on the Mickey Thompson tires did fabulous. I just feel like they do better than the KO2s that we had. That's for rough country suspension. Thumbs up. Has been for 3 years now. We've had it for over 3 years. It has been incredible. The Mickey Thompsons, I love those. I like the look of them, the aggressiveness of them. It did great. Yeah. Sold on both those.
Yeah, Jenna, there's gravel and dirt.
Yeah.
Your Maverick Maverick would probably handle it.
Yeah. But you can get all-wheel drive Maverick now, so we'd have to try to find we can get if we have a used one with FX4, then that's great.
Yeah.
We actually had some that we got a bunch of those for a while. Remember that we had they said you got to go FX4 to get that wheel.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, or it just had the optional wheel, but it also had the all-terrain tire, and that's sometimes all you need is all-wheel drive with that all-terrain tire.
I have one in rental.
So we'll have to look, because that's what we were gonna do anyway, and then that would be fine.
Yep.
So
anyway. We'll get you something.
Arquib still getting mud out of them.
Hey, I know I cleaned that.
I still have.
And I got all the mud out.
I think I still have some Moab mud from when we went during Easter Jeep Safari. My fender flares.
Now I will say, Jenna, you might talk to, was it McArthur that came down and saw the bison? There's a bison trail that you can go take, and that would be scenic. You would get to see the bison, and it's like 10 minutes from here.
Remember, they'll charge you, so don't look at them. Don't look at them in the eyes.
Yeah.
If they look at you, turn away. I saw nothing. Anyway.
She might want to test drive a Bronco.
Oh, yeah. Do we have some two-doors? I know she wants a two-door.
Yeah.
We actually...
we might have something in here at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a month, 2 months out, so
who knows what we'll have then. But yeah.
Yeah.
We got a pink Bronco, two-door. We got a two-door pink Bronco that is about ready to hit the lot. So it's on the website now, but
not anymore. I've decided.
I've off-roaded a little bit in the two-door. I just feel more comfortable in a four-door. I think it's a little bit longer wheelbase was what's needed.
We had a two-door up in New Hampshire, and I was like, I do not like this.
I'm like, don't, because I remember I told you, I said, keep your wheels, because if you don't, we're
And I think I even told the instructor, I was like, I feel so much steadier in a four-door just because it has a longer wheelbase.
Yeah. And there are trails that a two-door, like that trail would be really helpful with. And there's some where you're glad you had a four-door.
Yes.
Type of thing. So a little bit of both.
Exactly. So, all right.
It
is 9:12.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to call it an evening. So anyway. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. And we'll try to get Jenna and Austin on and talk about the Maverick meetup here in a couple weeks. So be looking forward to that. And get some other ideas to talk about on the live stream. Let us know. And we'll be happy to try to cover those and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Some of you, it looks like you did. So till next week or till the next video, we'll hopefully have a Built Wild Wednesday tomorrow. So be looking for that as well. Stay positive.
Be kind to one another.
Be kind to yourself.
We'll see you later.
Bye.